Let's continue our focus on the lights going out because it actually affects all of us. Lethiwe Mdluli is in Port Edward. Of course, Lethiwe, the KwaZulu-Natal Premier, Nobesuthu Xulu, is meeting with key investors in that province regarding economic growth. But this, of course, comes at a time where the country is dealing with an energy crisis. What is business saying about this?
Well, Hejana, I'm currently joined by someone from Forestry South Africa, and I'm going to speak to him just for now, but I want to touch on what the Premier has had to say about their focus on the energy crisis. He's saying that government is currently engaging with national governments to find a way forward to deal with these issues. But I'm now joined by Mr. Francois Oberhoser from Forestry South Africa. Thank you so much for joining us. My first question has to be with the energy crisis that the country is currently faced with. How has this affected businesses as a businessman?
Well, one of us, our largest members, SAPI, they've got a plant just up the road here, incidentally, SAPI Cycle. And they generate about 30% of their own energy, but they're reliant on 70%. And they're the largest manufacturer of coated wood-free paper in the world at the moment. So it's a very important economic sector in the country. And obviously these power failures do affect them as well as many of our other members. But I wanted to bring one that's so close to us to home here.
And what do you think governments should be doing to address this issue, because it's been ongoing for years?
Well, I think they've put the right structures in place through having the right management at Eskom. We fully believe in the program they've got there. We've just got to work with them and just accelerate the public-private partnership opportunities there are for cogeneration.
And are investors confident that the province of KwaZulu-Natal will be able to revive its economy, especially during this time?
Well, from what Premier Zikalala pointed out this afternoon, and some of the other speakers as well, we're confident that KZN can turn it around, and we're very positive about a good future here in this province.
Mr. Oberhoser, you also mentioned how important electricity plays an important role in your business. So far, with the stage 4 down into stage 3, how have you been affected just these recent days?
We haven't really engaged with our members to see how badly it has affected them, but it would have affected them. Several of our sawmills, they've got to run on backup generators, and with the cost of diesel is just going through the roof at the moment with the Ukraine-Russia issue, it will financially affect them, definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that was Francois Oberhoser from the Forestry South Africa, just basically elaborating on how this energy crisis has affected them as a business. I also had a chance to speak to the Premier earlier on, where he did say that there are interventions that governments are coming up with, especially national governments, to assist businesses, especially in the province, when it comes to the energy crisis, and also assuring them that there will be security. Because remember, Shahan, that in November, or rather in July last year, the province of KwaZulu-Natal did have that unrest where a lot of businesses were affected. So today, businesses have had the chance to ask governments about security issues here in the province, and there were engagements with the key stakeholders here in the province, and they did assure them that moving forward, government has created a task team that deals with security issues, and also they are working on a plan on fixing this energy crisis.
Electricity shortage is a serious bottleneck. It undermines all effort we've put in place. We are going to fast-track interventions that seek to assist those who have been accredited to generate electricity in the province, so that we don't suffer. But we have also started a process of exploring the means and ways for our municipalities to generate electricity. So whilst we are waiting for the national government intervention, and as far as the issues of Eskom, we are also exploring ways whether we can get support to have an alternative energy generation project.
All right, let's go to Nobesuthu Hejana in Cape Town. Let's talk about how people and service delivery in particular is being affected because of these blackouts, Nobesuthu.
So Shahan, from tomorrow, City of Cape Town supplied electricity customers will be on stage 2 from 5 o'clock in the morning, whereas Eskom supplied customers will remain on stage 3 as announced by Eskom earlier. But we did visit quite a number of branches of Home Affairs, SARS, and also licensing centers across Cape Town. We started off in Cape Town, where we were at the Home Affairs, where there was a long queue outside. Some of the people who were there, they were there to collect their IDs. Some were there to register for new ones. But in the morning, when we spoke to a lady from Yester River, who was telling us that she actually decided to sleep outside that branch because she knew because of the blackouts she would be late, and she said that people were actually fighting about spots, and there were people who were selling spots for people to jump the queue, and highlighting the impact of ESCOM, the load shedding. But we also spoke to another couple from Delft who were there. They had an appointment for 11 o'clock to get married or to tie the knot, but there were delays. They were citing that there were system failures inside, but officials there denied those claims and said that no reports of system failures were reported, as their branches have generators running. But in Belleville, when we were there, we spoke to a number of students from a local college who were telling us that due to the traffic in the morning, they missed their classes because they arrived late in school, and when we were there, it was around about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. One was telling us that the classes or the lessons that they were prepared for today, they had to be cancelled after power outages happened, and she was saying that the presentation was meant to take place via a projector, and their teacher had to cancel that lesson because of the power outages. But we know that the City of Cape Town supplied customers will be on stage 2 from tomorrow, and as well as ESCOM supplied customers remaining on stage 3.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Nobesuthu Hejana is in Cape Town, Lindokuhle Xulu in Johannesburg, Lethiwe Mdluli, of course, is in Port Edward.